4 assists last season. Lost her after the first game of the season. As Notre Dame will start off with the ball for the first half of this game here on ACC Network as Maddie Mercado looks to play it to Christina Lynch. The Irish already pushing the tempo already in the first coming seconds of this game.
Yeah, I think you're going to see that a lot today. Miami's going to have a lot of players in their own half, so Notre Dame going to have to look to create tempo on their own to get good opportunities.
Here's Osbeck challenging up the right side for Miami as she hits that one out, and it'll result in a throw-in, just hitting off the corner flag there.
Early offensive pressure from Notre Dame here. This is going to be a theme today. Miami just has to bend and not break.
So you got a Miami player down. It's Emma Tucker, grad student for the Miami defense. A little shaken up on the play after making a tackle. Here's Wania Hudson for the Irish, making the throw in. Sends it into the box. As the Miami will take it and hit it out, but the Irish can once more regaining control, playing it back through just to reset.
Yeah, fortunate bounce there in the box for the Hurricanes. Could have found the foot of an Irish attacker, but instead out by midfield, and the Irish still have it.
This ball there gets squeaked through there, through to Tucker, but Tucker able to kick that one away. The pressure of Maddie Mercado. Lynch receiving the throw in from Osbeck. There's a lot of numbers in the back now. A lot of orange shirts for Miami, just back on defense right now, covering all the lanes. The Irish have just taken control so far of this game. Last game they had was back all the way back in 2021, where Notre Dame visited Miami down in Florida. The Irish came out on top 5-0. As that one gets sent into Osbeck, and that'll be the first ball of the night for Dagenais in the net. Dagenais with 244 career saves. Just amazing after all her time in Miami. She's number 5th player on the team in team history. The amount of saves that she has. So she has 4 other players in front of her. 3 away from surpassing the 4th spot, claiming the 4th spot on the list.
Yeah, 53 saves for her this season. To put that in perspective, only 31 total for the entire team for the Irish this year. And some of that is a product of, level of defense around you, but still an incredible number this early into the season.
Here's Mercado with the ball. She takes it out to Hudson. So Hudson looks to play it into the center, find Lynch. That ball will get sent away by Meeks. And now Miami's probably getting an opportunity to get their offense going. And Mutpour playing it up to Meeks. Meeks taking it up the right side. And Notre Dame quickly counters back with Clinkley on the ball.
First time Notre Dame had really been tested there defensively in a very sound possession. Great job to win a turnover there.
There's Mercado trying to play the through ball to Osbeck. Osbeck just not having enough speed to get up there. Pass was a little bit too heavy. And Dagenais once again scoops it up for Miami possession.
It looked like it could have been a chance there for Osbeck and the Irish, but Dagenais, smart, come out of the goal decisive, way to make a play.
Saw Mercado and Lynch there. Coach Orman's been playing a little bit of experimentation with his position so far. Lynch starting out at the right mid position at the beginning of the season, but with Mercado playing at the number 9, the striker position, is that ball trying to get sent to Lynch. And now Osbeck's challenging the 9 out to Tucker. As it'll be another Notre Dame throw in, but now both those players have kind of swapped positions. Mercado playing more of the attacking center mid, and Lynch getting that striker position. Both have really paid dividends for the Irish so far.
Yeah, the Irish are a team that are going to look to shoot the ball a lot, and I think that move really benefits their strategy. Coach Norman wants his team to get as many shots as possible. The thought process, of course, being that if we get enough shots, well, some of them have to go in.
That ball go out for the first Irish corner kick of the night.
Corner kick for Notre Dame, taking the kick, number 3.
Led the league last year, led the nation last year in corner kicks. This year have the same tempo as Mercado, takes it, sitting it out to Ava Gattino. Ava Gattino headering it in, but blocked off as Osbeck receives it. And continuous pressure allows Notre Dame to hit the ball out and gives Miami a throw-in on their side of the field for once.
Interestingly enough, even though the Irish, with such a huge volume of corner kicks, they've struggled this season in converting them. Last season they were really good. Beginning of this season, they were great on set pieces. That was how they were generating almost 40% of their goals. But now they've struggled to get any production off those set pieces.
Pinky making the interception. She quickly loses the ball, and Meeks come back for Miami. So looking on the opposite side for the Miami Hurricanes, 7 returners in the starting lineup, 8 newcomers, 8 new freshmen in this lineup. It's building off of that chemistry, but like we mentioned before the start of the game, just that adversity of having to deal with all those changes has been a real struggle to develop that consistency and continuity that you want to develop as a coach. For Sarah Barnes, head coach for Miami Hurricanes, she's been having a challenging season so far, having to coach up and develop some chemistry between the back lines, the midfield, and the forwards.
It's one thing to play young players because you believe they're ready and you believe they'll make an impact to your team. It's another thing entirely to have them thrust into the lineup due to injuries and adversity, and something that can be really challenging for any team, regardless of how talented you are.
So there's Meeks once again. Playing it up to Rogers. Rogers playing 9 games this season, making her 10th start on the season. It's interesting to see how well Miami's been doing so far. First 7 minutes, they played the last 2 games we mentioned in the open. #1 UNC at UNC, and then all of a sudden playing against FSU on the road. It's been a long slog of consecutive 3 games against top-level opponents, and for Miami, only been able to register 1 shot in both those matchups so far.
Yeah, and that's a product of how they're going to play these teams. You often see when a team is overmatched coming into a game, they're going to sit back, play defensive, maybe look for 1 opportunity on a counterattack, but just largely look to limit the other team's opportunities, and that's really what Miami's going to do today, starting 6 defenders in their starting lineup.
Played back on September 9th at FSU. Just lost 2-0, and then next week, this past Thursday, playing against UNC, going down 1-0. So they've been able to keep the goals out of the net. Just hasn't been able to really get that offensive firepower going. As in their last win was back on September 24th, their last home game that they had against Louisville.
There's the old adage that for an underdog, if you stick around long enough, you can make the other team uncomfortable and then give yourself a good opportunity to win. And Miami's been able to stick around, just haven't been able to finish and get the ball in the net, tie up the game, or even take a late lead.
Rogers receiving that ball, getting quickly stymied by Lanny Manchuriano in the center there. Sally Salas. Take the ball and give it to Emma Tucker for the Miami throw-in. The difference in styles looking at Notre Dame. Notre Dame with one of the best offenses in the nation, averaging 19.2 shots per game. That's 3rd in the ACC and 9th in the nation. Whereas compared to Miami, they're only averaging 4.8 shots a game. So it's almost a disparity in contrast of the style of play that both these teams like to play. As Vicky Van Zandt tries to find Kleekley on the run through. Has a little dish up there from Dagenet, misses, and Christina Lynch got a goal. Just a small mistake there by Dagenais trying to clear it. Christina Lynch making the run in and just following up.
Uncharacteristic mistake from Dagenais there. That's just a lapse. I mean, and she gives the Irish a huge opportunity there with just a very simple mistake. All she has to do is clear that ball up the field. Doesn't even have to get it very far, just has to get it out of the box, and the Irish wouldn't have an opportunity here, but Lynch lucky to capitalize in a sea of orange there.
Nice awareness by Klinke. She just kept her focus, get that one in. And Lynch just being in the right place at the right time. Notre Dame striking first in this matchup, in this ACC matchup. Going up 1-0. First 10 minutes of the game already.
That's big for Notre Dame because it takes a lot of the pressure off your attack. Obviously, you're going to look to continue to press, but to take the pressure off you and play with a lead early against a team you're expected to win against is huge.
As you mentioned, it is senior night for the Irish. 8 seniors starting tonight. Ashley Naylor in goal for the Irish. David Gattino in the back. Paige Peltier up front. Wanaya Hudson playing right back. Ava Wirtz, Christina Lynch on that goal from the Klinke. Klinke's just been an outstanding talent for the Irish. 7 assists, leading the ACC conference. Just a spark plug for this offense, just connecting. Talk about connecting the defense to the offense. And Klinke has done just that for the Irish this season. She's continuing to build off that success that she had last season. This is an ACC all-freshman. As that ball will be sent out wide to Osbeck. Osbeck just barely managing to get it out. Now results in a goal kick for Dagenais.
Yeah, going back to your point earlier, Klinke is someone that epitomizes why this offense works. She's an unselfish player, willing to spread it to her teammates, and is someone that really contributes to the success of her team as a result.
Klinke with her first multi-assist game versus Wake Forest a couple weeks back. Last season was the 7th best freshman in the country. ACC all-freshman team honors. But has registered 6 points in the last 8 matches. 4 assists coming in ACC conference play, so she knows she's able to withstand that pressure that it comes with playing in the ACC conference. All these teams vying in the top 25. A lot of teams vying in the top 25 ranks. That's huge because she's such a young player playing for the Irish.
Yeah, it's valuable to get your players real experience in big games in the regular season, and that's what playing in the ACC can do because the league is so deep and so talented.
Nice little delivery there by Surnoff for Miami. Miami just able to kick that one out. It's Miami trying to reset and get their own attack going.
Van Zanten drawing the foul there with some crafty dribbling. Maybe a little bit of a late whistle. Was asking for the foul before that, but ultimately gets it, and the Irish will keep possession here.
Van Zanten has really stepped up in the past 2 games. Saw against last week against Louisville, had a career game this season, recorded 5 points in her win, 2 goals and 1 assist. That's her 2nd best amount with the amount of goals that she's been able to accumulate in her career. Her best game actually came back in 2020 against Miami. And they were down in Florida. She scored a hat trick in that game. 3 goals. So she knows what it takes. She's kind of familiar with this team now. This is her 3rd meeting with them.
That's a theme across the Notre Dame board. You know, young players are going to contribute, but a lot of experience for the Irish, especially in big games, big conference games, and big postseason games too. Talked to Coach Nora about Van Zanten. Says day in, day out, game in, game out. She's probably one of the most talented players on the pitch. One of the most talented, if not the most talented.
This goes to show the level of caliber that Coach Norman runs his team. The type of players he's able to coach and be able just to work with all these young players that he has. Morgan Roy, Charlie Codd, Claire Logan, who watch from the sidelines to really get to observe and learn from some of the best in the game in women's soccer.
Absolutely. There's no telling how valuable that experience was.
The play there will cause a foul. And taking a look at Coach Norman here, 6th season as head coach for Notre Dame Fighting Irish. 8-1-3 so far for the season.
And Coach Norman, somebody that has really put the program on an upward trajectory ever since he's been here. You know, he inherited a program that was good, but nowhere near the level that it is now. And in his 6th season, he has really propelled the Irish to new heights.
And last, Notre Dame hosting the national tournament after getting the number 1 seed. Hosted UNC in the Elite 8 game, just lost 2-1. And what was a fun but also just heartbreaking game for them as their final game. They had such high expectations to try and beat UNC at home and then head to Cary, North Carolina, try and compete for that national title.
Yeah, but the good news is with the talent they have this year and the team they have this year, it's not far-fetched to believe that they can get back to that spot and maybe come back with a different result this time.
David Coutinho receiving the ball from Wanaya Hudson. Coutinho has had such a great year. Talk about career year. As Kiki Van Zandt tries to penetrate through, it takes a shot off the Dodgenay. Dodgenay just glancing it off. It'll run past her for a goal kick.
Van Zandt, good idea there on the attack. Just tough angle to convert from.
Taking another look here at Van Zandt's shot. She's willing to take the space that Miami has in front of them once there's pressure on her. Able to just simply make a simple strike to the ball, wide right.
That's what Notre Dame's going to have to do today. Miami, just with so many players in the back line, is just not going to surrender that many quality looks, so have to take them where you can get them, regardless of whether or not it's the cleanest shot.
So here comes Mercado for the Irish, still sprinting up the sideline. Ellie Osbeck seeing the opening for Lynch. Lynch planting her foot, taking a shot to Dodgenay. Dodgenay saving it just to the wide left of the post. That'll create another corner kick for the Irish. Pressure continuously being pressed upon Miami.
Yeah, great job by Dodgenay there to keep her eye on that ball through traffic. It was a great opportunity for Lynch to score her 2nd goal of the day already, just 20 minutes into the game.
Mercado sending it in. That ball just gets narrowly missed by Paige Pelletier. Paige Pelletier almost got a head on it. So it'll be another throw-in on the opposite side, switching the field for the Irish. Van Zandt on the throw-in.
Yeah, Miami perfectly content to just keep clearing that ball out of bounds, get it down towards midfield, you know, let the Irish keep possessing it, but not let them get inside that box, because we've seen the damage that they can do when they get it in there.
Nice little tackle there on Coutinho. As Miami's now trying to make a run for it, but Tucker just out of the reach. Just out of the stride there by Tucker. Fulton's ball just going a little bit out. Notre Dame getting quickly back into possession.
Being able to convert on a look like that and not turning the ball over is honestly what separates these teams and their ability to play with each other. A better team like Notre Dame, that creates an opportunity, but for Miami here, struggling on offense early, that results in a turnover.
Osbeck looking to make a move, keeping her eyes up. And she'll dish it to Maddie Mercado. I think he looking to make a run inside, just goes over her head. Now she'll be fighting with Cerna. And that'll create another corner for the Irish on the opposite side.
Yeah, a lot of corners already. This would be a good time to see if the Irish can finally capitalize and turn their luck on these set pieces around.
Corner kick for Notre Dame, taking the kick for the Fighting Irish, number 3, Maddie Mercado.
Mentioned corner kicks, Maddie Mercado on the kickoff. Gatino's already had a goal off a free kick off the header as Gatino looks to send it in off her head. It'll be sent out and Mercado will reset. Taking it closer into the box, making a few moves. Peltier almost on the receiving end. As that'll glance off Hallie Salas' foot. We got another corner coming up for the Irish.
Crafty job to get that to Peltier. A lot of traffic in there, and shocked she got as good of a look as she did.
Irish in their last game against BC had 5 corners, 2 in the first half. Corner number 4 coming up. Mercado. Van Zanten. Dodgenay punches it away. Van Zanten using some crafty footwork to get past the Miami defenders. As Cerna will just hit that one out. We're coming up on the 5th Irish corner kick.
That is an unprecedented number this early in the game, and really an opportunity again, like I said earlier, for the Irish to create a lead and separate themselves further from Miami.
Corner kick for Notre Dame, taking the kick for the Fighting Irish, number 3, Maddie
Irish have
Mercado.
averaged 6 corner kicks a game thus far in their season. Already getting up to their season average as Mercado sends it in to the back post. Matriano almost getting it. Van Zanten on the receiving end and connects it way high above the post.
I like the aggressiveness from Van Zanten there as we get a sub in for Miami.
As Maya Rogers for Miami will get subbed out. And Carly Hood will come in for the Miami Hurricanes. Hood, a New Jersey native freshman forward. One of the crucial shots against Louisville in their last second win. Reese Wheeler was the lone goal for Louisville in the final 3 seconds of the game. It stole the game away from being a draw and gave Miami those much needed points in ACC play. Run by Van Zanten will hit off Peltier. Some contact in the bunch, Lynch on the ground, but Dodgenay quickly just catching that out of the air. And now the Miami can reset to get their offense going against once more.
Yeah, Lynch asking for a foul there, saying that she was impeded from getting her head on that ball, but good call by the ref.
Talk about this lineup here for Miami a little bit. Kind of changing it up after mainly having a home stay of a 4-3-3 their past 2 games. It's been a staple. Now they're kind of switching to a 3-4-1-2, having a little bit more emphasis on that back line, having those layers on the defense, especially in front of those defensive backs. And try and take away space in front of them and not allow Notre Dame to operate.
Yeah, want to create as many lines as possible to try and get, frankly, as many lines of defense against Notre Dame as they can. Obviously, we saw already down 1-0 here. Maybe we're going to look to a different strategy.
Scatino connects it to Matriano, plays it to Hudson. As we've crossed almost over the halfway point here in the first half. Here in South Bend. Lynch getting that first goal of the game for the Irish off the header as Osbeck will try and deal it in. Mercado almost getting on the receiving end there. Let me see if she can just kick that one in, just one step off and falls. Another dangerous play presented there by Notre Dame.
Another opportunity for Notre Dame to extend their lead here, but a good job by Miami amidst all this chaos here to keep the ball out of the goal. This is really a situation where the Irish have been able to capitalize this season. When they create that chaos in front of the net, they finish. Good job by Miami to stop the Irish from doing that there.
Mercado, she has been an offensive powerhouse for Notre Dame this season. We mentioned the 19.2 shots per game. Mercado has averaged 3.6 shots on goal. It leads the team for the Irish, third in ACC play and 30th in the nation. She's someone that the Irish has been a mainstay for them. She was there when the Irish won that 5-0 victory as Klinke tries to send that one in. Crossing back and Osbeck receives. Osbeck playing to Lynch. Lynch dummying Mercado firing and scores! 1, 2, 3 passes. The Irish go up 2-0 in the first half.
Yeah, we talked about how talented Mercado is. She really brings a different dynamic to this Notre Dame offense. Notre Dame's got a lot of distributors, but Mercado, a really gifted finisher, and we see it here. Give her even just a little room, and she buries this in the back of the net. Great job by Mercado to see it and get it on net.
Beautiful set play there. Osbeck just dishing it to Lynch, who just dummies it. Nice little bit of trickery. Catching Miami totally off guard. Mercado just putting the dagger away, driving it into the back of the net. Mercado getting her 6th goal on the season. That leads this Irish team. It has so many goal scorers. We mentioned for Miami, they have a lot of goal scorers, each one having 1 goal, but on the opposite side for the Irish, they have at least 5 players with at least 4 goals. Compared to last season where at least 83% of the offensive production was just by these 4 players. Corbin Albert, who has moved on. Hattie Mercado, Olivia Wingate, who's graduated, and Kiki Van Zanten.
I mean, we talked about the difference earlier. If nothing else, that really underscores it. Miami with nobody on the team with more than 1 goal, and Notre Dame with several players with 4. So that's the difference between these two teams.
Vigatino with 3 goals of her own as she sends it up, trying to find Klinke. Dejanay will scoop that one up. Miami's looking to push the pressure now on a Notre Dame side of the field and really get this offense going.
Obviously, the score tells the tale, but Notre Dame just dominating this one early in terms of possession. Miami just with no opportunity to threaten Notre Dame basically at all because the Irish always in possession of the ball. A lot of that time spent in Miami's half.
Six shots so far for the Irish. No shots yet for Miami, but this foul here coming up could generate the first one of the night and put some pressure on the Irish backline that hasn't had too much to do. Ashley Naylor in the net organizing. Looking to see if she can get her first action off this free kick.
If you're Miami, you really need to capitalize on this opportunity. Not sure how many you'll get here early in the first half, and this is a great opportunity to make something happen and cut this deficit down to 1.
Free kick being sent in. It's a simple ball, just gets bounced around. Mercado just receives it. Now the Irish will reclaim possession. Getting close to almost the last 15 minutes of this first half.
Really nice job by the Irish on that free kick. Sound defensive principles. Didn't let Miami get that ball in the box. Just kept it back out and now back on the attack.
Morgan Roy now checking in for the game, getting her first touches of the game for the Irish. Moodpour battling up against Claire Logan for the Irish. Moodpour, one of the leading point leaders for Miami. 1 goal, 1 assist on the season. 11 shots so far, leading the team in shots with 11. That's someone, especially for the Irish, they're going to need to keep her at bay when she gets the opportunities to shoot, because she's been able to convert. Really be the difference maker for for Miami.
Missed opportunity for Miami there. If the defender had been able to get her foot on that ball, Miami may be an opportunity for a
nice
counter.
little spot there by Osbeck. Van Zanten just shooting and scoring right past Dajane. As Osbeck will another assist, and Van Zanten notching another goal on the score sheet.
Just too easy for the Irish here. Osbeck pitch and catch with Van Zanten in the box, and a relatively easy finish. No chance for Dajane there.
That's the 5th goal of the season for Van Zanten, who has been a stellar contributor for the Irish. As Osbeck will notch her 5th assist of the season. Osbeck with four goals and now 5 assists on the season. She's been one of those players, especially after this midseason stumble where she kind of got shaken up in that MSU game against Michigan State. That really just, her bounce back has been incredible.
Yeah, when we spoke with Coach Norman, he really talked about how important she was to this team and how good it was to have her fully back from that injury. She was playing, but not at 100%. Now back at 100%. Huge contributor for the Irish.
Entering the pitch for Miami, number 5, Claire Llewellyn, and number 22, Lauren Taylor Shell. Replacing number 3.
As Taylor Shell, number 5 for Miami, will check in. Along with number 5, Claire Llewellyn. Both defenders on the defensive side for Miami. Dan getting a little stumbled there.
Yeah, a lot of contact there. Easy call for the ref.
Tucker just tripping her up. So you see Sophia Fisher getting her first check-in of the game. So now a lot of the reserves will come in. Morgan Roy taking the ball all on her own. Tucker is just swimming it, stealing it away. And Van Zanten now with the ball. It ricochets off Maddie Mercado for a goal kick.
Yeah, dangerous deflection there. That came off with some force.
Mercado, one of the team leaders, 12 points. Now with 14, having scored her only goal this game so far. This Miami team so far this season has been outshot by a lot of their opponents. Here today, Jack, going into the day, they were outshot 57 to 116 shots, almost double, a 2-to-1 ratio. How many shots they allow and how many shots they give.
Yeah, that's not a winning formula, and especially against a team like Notre Dame, whose offensive game plan is shoot the ball a ton, get huge volume of opportunities inside the box. Just really hard to keep up with and really hard to win games at that deficit. You have to be so good with your opportunities and have the opponents be so inefficient, force the opponents to be so inefficient on theirs that it's just a formula that's not going to work very often.
7 shots so far for the Irish, 4 on goal. Miami still looking to get that first elusive shot. Really establish some good possession going into Notre Dame's half. As Gattino overpower Mahmoudpour. Irish quickly gained back possession, building it out of the back.
For the Irish, this game could not have gone any better so far. Senior day, you've gotten seniors involved, you've taken an early lead here, and now an opportunity to really work on your game before 2 big ACC clashes coming up next week.
So Morgan Roy, the freshman, taking her first touches. She tries to dish it to Charlie Codd. See all these orange shirts right in front of them. As that ball will dribble out for a Miami throw-in. See here Emma Tucker doing the throw-in. Started 12 games last year for the Miami Hurricanes, 13 games overall played. Had one goal last season. Playing primarily as a defender for this Miami team. Has been always defensively minded, always trying to come up and stifle offensive attacks. As another foul will be caused, and it'll be another Miami foul. Excuse me, Notre Dame foul. That'll be a Miami free kick.
And we'll see what Miami can do here. Obviously, a large deficit, but you got to think you're never out of it. And finally, an opportunity to maybe do something here on the offensive end, possess the ball for a little while.
So here comes the counter for Notre Dame. Meg Maricki with the ball. Taking on a 2v3, dishing it out to Morgan Roy. Having to deal with 2 Miami defenders at once. Probably gets sent out to Sophia Fisher. Fisher taking a strike, trying to drive it low. As Dagenet quickly dives onto that ball and covers it up.
Yeah, nice play from Dagenet to smother that ball. If you're Miami, don't like that carom in front of the goal, a situation that the Irish have been able to capitalize on over and over again this season. So good play to smother that and keep the lead where it is.
So Honstein there really in a dangerous situation with 3 orange defenders around her. So Hudson will play that back toward the Irish back line, back to Claire Logan. This Miami team 1-4-1 on the road. It's really struggled, especially going against these top teams in the ACC. The ACC, one of the best conferences in the nation, as that ball quickly gets intercepted. See Charlie Codd taking the ball. Charlie Codd scooting and Dagenet blocking it off. Another shot registered for the Irish, but they're not done yet. Roy battling Tucker once again. So that'll be a free kick.
A lot of contact over there on the baseline. We saw a couple minutes ago the shot from Charlie Codd. First career goal last week. Looked to go get another one there. An aggressive shot from Codd, and something the Irish will really, really like to see, because to get a young player involved and again like that just adds a whole nother dimension to their attack, which is already so good.
Charlie Cloud playing in her 13th game this season. As you mentioned, the lone goal last game against Boston College. It's been a really crucial reserve player for the Irish. As we talked with Coach Nate Norman, when it comes to trying to play with consistently and always have a consistent high level of play for 90 whole minutes throughout a whole season, it's not just how talented your starters are, it's also how well your bench can play both together and with those starters, and going up against top competition that they'll see these next few weeks. It's Honstein. Once again, the boys, that's Audrey Wise in the game for the Irish now up on the left side. Wise driving the ball to the corner. So that will glance off Miami for another corner kick for the Irish. Wise sending it in. Receiving it back once more, but the flag will go up. And it'll be an offsides call. She couldn't get out of her corner position early on.
Maybe an unforced error there from Miami from Notre Dame on the offsides, but for Miami, that's probably your best defense possession to date. They, surrendered a corner kick, but then really stout defense, kept it out of the box and forced an offsides there. So a big positive for Miami in a game that hasn't had a lot of them so far.
It's Coach Sarah Barnes for Miami on the sideline, 6th season at the helm. Trying to right the ship of this Miami team. As we mentioned, has had to deal with a lot of challenges inconsistently and roster mix-ups and mixing after so many players went down early into the season. As Chase Ying will pass it over to Wise. Wise playing it in. Sending it down, playing it to Murwicki. Murwicki looking to get the shot off, but is called offsides either way.
I thought Wise almost blocked herself out there with the angle she took. Maybe got a little deep before looking across it, but somehow finds some real estate, and Murwicki almost able to put this in. It's just been that kind of day for the Irish.
So Delaney Brown there for Miami, just keeping Murwicki at check. As we've entered the final 5 minutes of the half here in South Bend. Notre Dame up 3-0. That first goal off of Lynch. And 2 more just coming halfway through. First one off the Mercado. Being assisted by Ellie Osbeck. It's a free kick here by Miami. Will push the tempo and push Miami deep into Notre Dame territory. Murwicki quickly receiving the ball, and now it's a 2v3, becoming a 2v4 as she tries to find Charlie Codd, but now has found Morgan Roy up the right side. Roy trying to play it in, but quickly stifled by Jordan Felton. Junior out of Waldorf, Michigan. Maryland. As Royal once more send it in, looking for the far post. Murwicki looking to head it in, but can't get quite a hard contact on there. And once more, it's a goal kick for Dijonay.
A nice job by the Irish to find the open attacker in front of the net, and Murwicki not able to get good enough contact on it, but a good sound possession from Miami there defensively again. So, even though down 3-0 early here, Miami finding something, at least somewhat defensively, that they can take away as a positive.
Dijonay sitting it out to the Irish as the Irish quickly get it, and Charlie Codd looking to get a handle on it, getting kicked away by Delaney Brown. Murwicki with the ball. Trying to fend off Felton. As that'll be another Irish throw-in on the far side. 2 minutes left in the first half of what has been a so far Notre Dame dominant game. Chasing with the ball, gonna beat her defender. Playing Murwicki. Murwicki planting and setting up, shooting a shot. That'll glance off Felton for another corner kick for the Irish in these waning moments of the first half.
Another good defensive action from Miami there, forcing a deflection, and although giving the Irish a corner kick, maybe stopping something a little worse.
Corner kick for Notre Dame, taking the kick for the Fighting Irish.
As Morgan Roy will be taking the corner kick. She's been a staple of the corner kick takers for the Irish. Sending that one in. Irish looking to get it in. That'll be another goal for Gattino. She's been dangerous all season off of set pieces and corners. And she's continuing her hot streak. Off the corner is another goal for the Irish. And another goal for Gattino.
Yeah, Gattino, someone that's a real threat on corners, especially because of her height. She can get up above defenders, and she's really good at getting contact on the ball with her head and placing the ball where she wants it to go, and we see it there. The Irish finally snap out of their scoreless set piece streak.
The fifth goal of the season for Gattino, who has been a leader for this Irish team, one of the leaders in the goal-scoring category. Tied for second on the team, but as the defensive leader, she's been the leader on the back line. As Zing makes a nice interception, and now Irish looking once more to counter as she tries to play to Murwicki. Now Miami's kind of recovered from that counterattack by Notre Dame as they look to try and stop the pressure and stymie this attack that has just been relentless by Notre Dame so far this game. So we head to the final 10 seconds of the game. Dagenet just kicking it out. It looked like there might have been one last offensive play by Notre Dame, but Notre Dame will go to the half up 4-0 against Miami as they look to continue it. Miami starting off the ball in the second half here as we commence in the second half here in South Bend, Indiana. Miami quickly getting up the field here on Alumni Stadium. John French joined alongside here by Jack Rinaldi.
And obviously, if you're Miami, you never want to say the game's out of reach, but facing a huge deficit here, you want to try and find something that you can take away to make yourself feel a little better about how this game has gone.
Largest deficit for Miami since their loss against Clemson 5-0. As there's a new keeper in the game for the Irish. Kaylin Slattery coming in for Ashley Naylor, another senior, getting her appearance on senior day.
Yeah, good to see everybody getting an opportunity on what's turning out to be a really special day on senior night for the Irish.
So they got to play in 2 games last season, helping finish those games off with 2 shutouts. So really just the reserves just continue to contribute for Nate Norman's squad. Because whenever they get in, they know what type of role they need to play, position they fill, no matter it's in a spot where they may not be just quite comfortable with. As Miami looks to try and generate some offense on the near side, keeping Notre Dame pinned back so far.
But Notre Dame, even though in their own half, continuing to possess the ball, continuing that theme from the first half.
So Mercado 1 and 2 to Meg Merwicki. Mercado just quickly giving it out to Klinke. She's looking to send in one of her patented crosses. Nice little move to open up. Crossing it in low, Merwicki. She can't quite get a good solid shot. As it will result in a goal kick for the Irish. Excuse me, for Miami.
An interesting move by Miami here, inserting a new keeper, taking out Dagenet.
Skylar Klein getting the nod, and keeper for Miami in the second half from Cooper City, Florida. Redshirt sophomore coming in off the bench. It's that little slip up by Llewellyn. Get a lot of pressure now for Miami to try and recover from that. And that'll be a PK off of the just simple foul off of Christina Lynch. It looked like it wasn't going to be, and that's going to be a yellow card. Getting dished. Number 29, Hallie Salas, who's been trying to keep Lynch at bay. Take a look back here. Salas is doing her best to just keep Lynch off. Lynch on the PK. Delivers it and gets saved by the newcomer in the goal, Skylar Klein.
How about Klein coming into the game, instant impact, put high pressure situation right away, penalty kick, and does a great job to save it.
Looks like Notre Dame may have had another free opportunity to get a score. Klein denying that. As the ref is not giving anything else so far this half. So now the Irish are going to need to watch their step as Miami starts getting deeper into their territory. Mahmoud Poor from against Waniah Hudson. And now Tucker. Simple ball there being delivered by Cerna. Goes outside for a Notre Dame goal kick. And Sladia will get her first touches on the night.
And a good job by Notre Dame there defensively. No, they haven't seen a ton of action so far because of how much their attack has possessed the ball and how well the offense has played in general, but a nice job by the defense.
Sally taking that one out the right side, but Miami quickly getting back on the ball. It's a different type of Miami we've seen so far in the first 5 minutes. Not so much wanting to give Notre Dame a lot of space, really putting some high press on Notre Dame's back line. Notre Dame allowing a few mistakes. As we see Sophia Fisher into the game now on the back line. Normally we see Ava Gattino in there. This time Sophia Fisher getting the nod at center back.
And I think what you're seeing now for Miami is a team with nothing to lose. This is a team that's going to look to come out. You know, they know they're in a hole, but they got nothing to lose, and they're going to try and be aggressive.
Miami at 2-3 in ACC play after starting off in one of the best starts to conference play they've had in 7 years, starting out 2-1 before heading to UNC and Florida State. Now 2-3, kind of in that middle of the pack situation, as now the Notre Dame looks to build off of the run that Merwicki made. As the pressure continues to build. And now Miami will try and send it the other way on a counterattack. Claire Logan going up against Woodpour. Woodpour winning it, looking to send it into the box. Serna, does she get in, but blocked off by Van Zanten.
That was probably Miami's best look of the day to try and get a ball in the box, and Van Zanten right there to deny it.
Serna quickly getting it into Tucker. Is now Lynch with the ball, play it through the legs of Llewellyn, and now on a 1v1 situation, just can't quite get it through. Nice sliding tackle by Salas. Give Miami a chance to recover and get numbers back. The opposite side, Notre Dame tied for first in ACC play, still undefeated, unbeaten, and gone 4-0-1. Standing, that's tied with UNC and Florida State. Who they got coming up next? Got both of those teams on the docket. Both of them away. It's going to be crucial for Notre Dame, especially in these games. They're not being challenged by FSU and UNC to get as many points as they can. So build up here by Miami. Tucker trying to dish it out. Had a little swing there by Matriano. The ball connects with Tucker, and that'll be a free kick just outside the box. Huge play coming up now for Miami.
So look, a more aggressive start of the half for Miami, and it's already paying dividends. This is a better opportunity right at the beginning of the second half than Miami had for all of the first half. Let's see if they can capitalize.
Miami yet to register a shot so far in this game, but this opportunity looks to try and put one on the board. Taking it in, going over, slattering into the goal! Just over the wall. Taylor Shell. Beautiful touch there, just pressing it over the top. Finding the pace, and that'll give them the first goal of the game.
Well, on a day where really nothing has gone right for Miami, this is an incredible goal by Shell and a real feel-good moment for Miami. Because although it may not put you right back in the game, it's a moment that you can really take something from. You got aggressive, and you got rewarded for it, and a great job by Shell to capitalize on the opportunity.
Taylor Shell with their first goal on the season. Continuing the line, the pattern that we've seen so far with Miami. And just one goal per person, not really having a lot of multi-scorers so far, but that just means that Miami's got a lot of contributors, similar to Notre Dame. It just may not contribute to a lot of the results, but when they can get the goal, they can come from anyone else, anywhere on the pitch. Whether it's off the free kick, off a dead play, off live ball. For Notre Dame, they're looking to answer right back with Van Zanten. Challenging up, making a few quick moves, firing it off, and scoring! Van Zanten claims the brace. Answers right back from Shell's free kick, saying, I got this one better.
Well, if there ever was somebody on Notre Dame's team that you were to say is a bona fide star, it's Kiki Van Zanten, and she shows you why right here. Incredible move to work around the defender, and then from the other side of the box, fires a perfect strike right over the outstretched hands of the keeper.
Skylar Klein doing her best to just save that, but Van Zanten just getting the better of her. So Van Zanten has been on fire. 6th goal of the season for her. Puts Notre Dame up 5-1.
And her 2nd of the day as well.
Goal scored by number 7, Kiki Van Zanten. Fighting Irish goal 7, Van Zanten, her second of the match, unassisted in the 55th minute.
Zanten, your second brace. 2 matchups we saw against BC. That goal, and then against Louisville, had that other 2-goal game, the assist. Another game for Van Zanten. She is just popping off the stat sheet after a much more quieter first half of the season. Don't really have too many points on the board, but has really come alive here late in the season.
Yeah, and I don't think that absence on the stat sheet is necessarily an indication of the way she was playing. I mean, she was playing really well, but just Notre Dame's attack so deep and so balanced that they'll rely on whoever they can get to get an opportunity, and Van Zanten getting opportunities now and capitalizing.
New subs coming in for the Irish. Kelly Ronan coming in for Wanaya Hudson. As ref will call play on off of Roy's push on Shell, and that'll create a goal kick for Klein, stymieing another Irish offense. Klein sending it into the middle, and Notre Dame quickly getting it back. Mercado trying to play it through Shell. Emma Tucker quickly tries to play against Matriano. It's just been a fight back and forth. As the foul will be committed on Matriano, and Notre Dame will get the ball back. Stoppage in play as Shell cuts kind of on her knee after her tussle with Matriano. Matriano giving the thumbs up to make sure she's okay.
Hope she's all right. Obviously had the goal earlier, but a really nice player and a really important player for the Hurricanes, who, although they find themselves down here, has some momentum.
Number 8, Sophia Brose.
Shell, the grad student out of Richmond, Virginia, defender, one of the staple defenders for Miami. She's one of the 6 field players to appear in all 16 contests last year for Miami. Big part Miami as grad student. It's the Irish now. They're at this point in the game, they've been outscoring their opponents in ACC play 17 goals to just 5. Just really been able to handle now. Not only that, but since joining the ACC conference after a stint in the Big East, Notre Dame has outscored Miami 27-4 in their historical matchup so far. Mentioned earlier in their last game that they played back in 2021, it was a 5-0 deficit that Miami faced. Van Zanten, Mercado, all part of that squadron that went down to South Florida and picked up that big win. So here Van Zanten now dishing out Mercado. Van Zanten getting slipped up there on the turf. Getting a winning opportunity maybe for Miami, but Roy getting back on defense. And Merwicki quickly getting the ball back. Nice little 1-2, Merwicki with some room. As it'll just glance. off of Miami defender Emily McCartney, and that'll set up an Irish corner kick here in the second half.
We saw some success earlier on the corner. Let's see if the Irish can cash in on this one too.
Roy dishing it in to the middle. Mrowicki trying to get ahead on it, as that ball will get kicked out with Van Zanten trailing. Registers the 8th corner of the game for the Irish. Irish, one of the staple leaders in the country. Getting corners as Roy once again takes a shot, going just over the crossbar. Fine, putting her hand up to block it, but Roy's been able to take shots like that all game, every single game that she's been playing. Real difference maker as a freshman.
Roy got some serious speed on this ball from way outside the box, and Miami perhaps lucky that that doesn't find the inside of the woodwork, because if that's inside the net, I don't know who's stopping that ball.
Number 19, Delaney Brown, and number 23, Jordan Felton.
Morgan Roy with 1 goal, 1 assist on the season. She's
number 10, Julia
13
Edwards.
appearance
and number 29,
for the Irish.
Hallie Salas.
Talked to Coach Norman about her. She may not be able to convert on a lot of the shots because she's been having shots like that where it goes just over the crossbar, hits the bar, doesn't exactly go in. I said, well, you know, she may not be popping off the stat sheet, but you can see where she's been contributing as a goal scorer and as a helper on the offense. Just continue to apply the pressure. She understands her job and her role on this Notre Dame offense. That'll be something for Coach Norman to really tackle and really see how she can develop the next few years as she's just only a freshman.
And Coach Norman really just stressing to us the importance of her staying confident despite, you know, some struggles finding the stat sheet. And, you know, that shot's a confident shot. And it's a shot that she has to understand is going to fall eventually, and she has to keep taking if she can get.
Lots of contributors for the Irish, whether they're experienced or freshmen on the squad. As Mercado looking to go over the top to Lynch. She's not quite finding it. As McCartney once again intercepts the cross. It's another Irish offense stymied and kept at bay. Minutes into this second half. Notre Dame going up 4-0 in the first. But we quickly saw how much Miami has changed their scheme so far. We saw more defensive play in the first, and now they've come out with a much more aggressive play. It's really helped them convert. Saw that a lot more fouls, a lot more opportunities for Miami to kind of convert off, and we saw them convert off that free kick off of Shell's beautiful touch. And Notre Dame answers right back with Van Zanten just outside the box as Mercado now on a 3v3 as she dishes it to Kiki Van Zanten. Van Zanten looking to see if she can get the hat trick. As Klinke now with the ball. Klinke showing some moves, getting a little bit of opening. Passing it through and glancing off the foot of Serna. Another Irish corner.
Corner kick for the Fighting Irish, taking the kick, number 15, Morgan Roy.
As Morgan Roy will now take the corner kick for the Irish. Lynch getting close. Show it as Roy will send it in, far post box. Possible, but gets glanced off, and now it'll be corner kick on the opposite side, switching the field. As Notre Dame will play it quick, Van Zanten. They get to Lynch, Lynch to Mercado. Mercado with the ball. Trying to pass it through Roy. As he glances off Mercado's foot, and Roy can't get to it. That'll be a Miami throw-in as they will sub out Emma Tucker.
Substitution
Caroline
for Miami,
Hood.
entering the pitch number 7.
Nice job by Miami.
Carolyn
There were a lot
Hood,
of chances for Notre Dame. Had the
number
2 corners
26,
and
Emma
had the
Tucker.
ball in the box a lot, but nice job by Miami to stay compressed and not let Notre Dame find any gaps there.
There's Van Zandt, the ball. Irish quickly capitalizing off mistake, looking to see if they continue the pressure. As they will return their turn to possession. And the Irish's next few games will be on the road for these next 2. Going against Florida State after this on October 12th away. It's going to be a big game. Number 1 team, excuse me, number 2 team in the nation, FSU, hosting number 11 Fighting Irish. That's going to be a game that both teams have marked on their calendars. As Roy looking to send this one into Klinky. Kinky back bicycle kick and just misses wide left. See, she was really looking, see if she could connect on that one and get it into the back of the net.
That would have been a cap on what's been a pretty sensational day so far. This would have been ridiculous from Klinky. I mean, a great attempt to try and get her foot on that ball, and kind of a summary of how the night's gone so far. But like you said when speaking about those big showdowns, those games, those upcoming games for Notre Dame are why it's important that they finish this game well. You don't want to go into a game that big with a sour taste in your mouth with thinking, okay, we won, but you know, we could have been better in that second half. You got to keep your foot to the pedal here so that you feel good heading into that clash.
Talk to Coach Norman about how he sets up his season. It's almost like he sets up mini seasons within the whole season overall. Take a set of 3 games and just say, okay, guys, we're going to focus on these set of 3 games. Not going to really worry about what's happened these last 3 games or 6 games out. We're just going to focus on what we have in the near future and what we can accomplish. So he tries to send it in, headed away by McCartney. And Mercado taking the ball back to see if she can keep this Irish offense going. So that ball will get sent in. Van Zandt with some contact with Klein.
And worth noting here that this game against Miami is the final of this 3-game stretch in Nate Norman's series of mini seasons before the Irish head into a tough week next week and a tough upcoming next matchups.
Be on the road against number 2 FSU, then visiting the number 1 team in the nation, UNC Chapel Hill. As Irish will see if they can have sort of like a revenge game after their loss in the Elite 8 last season. They'll be taking on October 22nd, NC State in Raleigh, North Carolina. Especially with games where we have games where either you win it as well as Notre Dame has been doing tonight, or have that loss. Notre Dame's last loss coming September 7th all the way back against Michigan when Michigan came into town. As I think he's trying to send one back post. Morgan Roy. No one there on the receiving end. As Mercado, top of the box, makes a move. Shots, fires, and misses wide left.
That was a good cross by Klinky. Miami lucky that Notre Dame didn't have a player in perfect position. That's really what she's done all season, and that's why she leads this team and is tied for the lead in the ACC in assists.
Entering the pitch for Miami, number 6, Sonia Neighbors. Number 29.
That'll be the 16th shot of the game for Notre Dame.
And number 30, Naima Freeman, replacing number 3, Adriana
There's a
Cerna,
slew of subs
number 9.
will come out for both teams
Tuska
as we pass the halfway point of this second half.
Lauren Meeks. Entering the pitch for the Fighting Irish, number 9, Charlie Todd, and number 5, Ellie Osbeck.
Yep, 5-1, we're at 4-0 in the first.
And number 34,
Miami changing up the tempo a little bit, changing up their style of play, which has seemed to work so far. Van Zandt had something to say after a shell goal from Miami off the free kick. She gave Notre Dame regained that lead 5-1.
Entering the pitch for the Fighting
And that
Irish,
moment there
10,
by
Aaron Honstein.
Van Zandt is part of the reason why the Irish are so good. You know, a team that's maybe less talented or less experienced than the Irish, they say, they kind of curl up into a ball there. They say, oh, Miami's got some momentum. Let's just mail it in and end it 4-1. But the Irish recognize the importance of getting that momentum back and ending the game on a strong note, and Van Zandt did her part in making the Irish feel that way.
See Lauren Meeks getting subbed out. Has Ellie Osbeck trying to make some development for the Irish. Let's pick the highlighter we had in the open. As Hood just comes screaming in behind Honstein and taking that ball away. A quick back and forth ping pong match so far. This past couple minutes of possession. So we'll finish with an Irish throw-in for Kaylee Ronan. Largest leads that Notre Dame has had this season. Hasn't really had a 5-1 game in a while, let alone lead by 4 goals in a game thus far this season. Most of them 3-1. Tight matchups like they had with Michigan last month. As Chase Ying plays it to Roy playing it to the center. Once again, Miami fighting tooth and nail to keep Notre Dame out of the box. Standing by McCartney and Cerna on the left side.
And a theme for the Irish this year has been kind of letting these teams hang around at the beginning of the game, maybe not so much imposing their will right away, but today it's been all Irish all the time, and a really valuable experience to have this game of domination for Nate Norman and his team.
See Ronan there taking the throw in from Carlsbad, California. The junior defender coming in. So there's a lot of Irish players getting a lot of minutes, not just this game, but a lot of games this season. And Norman really utilizing every single player on the roster, giving them fresh legs, giving each position fresh legs, especially on the defensive half, in order to continue to have that high pressure, high momentum, and aggressive play that he loves to implement on these opponents.
A big point of emphasis for Coach Norman is getting every healthy player on the roster sometime in a game, because he says you never know when you'll need someone, and valuable to get players game experience regardless of how much you can practice and how much experience you can gain on the practice field.
Especially in the ACC, where the ACC boasts 6 teams in the top 25 rankings. Three of them within the top 10. So we say FSU, UNC both battling it out at number 2 and number 1. And number 9, Clemson at number 9 as Klinke sends it in. Looking for Chase Ying. Ying denied the shot as she continues to pressure, and she gets the goal. Ying connecting on Her first goal of the game. With that, will get her first goal of the season off of that relentless effort.
Yeah, I mean, you said it yourself, just relentless. I mean, great job by Ying to stick with this and finally get it in the net from what was a tough angle even after she fought through it here. Great job. And it's been, again, it's been this kind of day for the Irish. It's been a day with a lot of hugs and a lot of smiles, and that continues with just over 15 minutes to go here.
A lot to celebrate here on the pitch. Senior night for the Irish. And Chase Ying, the freshman, getting her the first goal of her career. The Irish will go up 6-1 now in this head-to-head ACC matchup. Miami tries to come with the counterattack and see if they can answer right back.
The Fighting
play
Irish
here.
goal, 21 Ying, her first collegiate goal,
Rose.
unassisted in the 75th
Llewellyn will be
minute.
played right back to Brown.
Entering the pitch for the Fighting Irish, number
McCartney.
17, Audrey Weiss, and number 24, Paige Peltier. Replacing number 15, Morgan Roy, and number 4, Leah Quinty.
Chase Ying already having an assist on the season, having 2 shots for the Irish. But she's one of those freshmen that Nate Norman is always called upon. She's always she's a very creative and smart player, always making those good runs. We saw it there between Klinke. Those two are going to be a matchup future seasons to come, especially since both of them, Klinke being the sophomore and Chase Ying being the freshman. It'll be a combo that teams are going to have to watch out for these next games.
And you see it there. Coach Nate Norman not just playing freshmen in blowouts, not just playing freshmen in games against maybe inferior opponents. Coach Norman wants to get players in with big-time experience because he knows how valuable it is. And Ying is a player that has benefited from that. She's played well above her age so far this year.
Slight little rain shower passing through Notre Dame, but that can't dampen the spirits of the Irish after they now logged 17 shots in this game, 9 on goal, 9 of them going in. Excuse me, 6 of them going in, 6 of that 9 out of that 9 going in for the Irish.
2 out of every 3 shots on goal going in is an unprecedented number, and a number that's going to win you a lot of games if you can sustain that.
You see now the Irish looking to counter. Aspect looking to make the run. Onstein dishing out to Peltier. Peltier working the sideline with Sophia Brose. And that'll go off for the 11th Irish corner of the game.
You know, I think that stat is really a microcosm of how good the Irish have been. 11 corners, they've dominated possession, and they've dominated, you know, the opportunities in the box and made Miami put themselves in uncomfortable positions and gotten some
Corner
great
kick for Notre
opportunities
Dame,
as a
taking the
result.
kick for the Fighting Irish, number 21, Chase Ying.
It's Boston College. Irish only had 3 corner kicks. So that one gets seen the far near post. Oh, just barely missed. Just went through a whole slew of players. No one being able to connect. So that'll be sent right back in. And yet again, it'll be a Miami goal kick after another dangerous play, literally crossing through the box.
Boy, 6 goals already for the Irish, and that was a great opportunity for number 7. Tough one there to not have that find it back in the net.
Number 10, Julia Edwards, replacing number 20, Reese Wheeler.
So Reese Wheeler will take a step out for Miami. Julia Edwards coming in for Miami. Both teams playing a very clean game so far. 3 fouls from Miami, only 7 for Notre Dame. It was almost concerning at the beginning of the season. Notre Dame committed an average of about around 12 to 14 a game, their first 4. Lots of mistakes being made, a lot of free possession, just turnovers.
Entering the pitch for the Fighting Irish, number 22.
The Irish.
Tatiana
Coach Norman's squad has been able to clean it up.
Replacing number 11,
Past 2 games, it's only been
Fisher.
6, and now it's 7. Haven't really hit that double-digit foul mark since.
That's important because, you know, in a close game, that can kill you. Give the other team a chance to halt momentum, give them another possession back, and just can't have that. So good for Coach Nate Norman and the Irish that they're able to get that deficit down.
Rain starting to come down here in Alumni Stadium. Earlier, the weather has been not quite so Notre Dame in the fall. A couple days ago, it was around 80 degrees, and now it's around 52. Rainy instead of sunny. That's a big key difference that Miami has had to face. A lot of teams are going to have to face, especially as we get later in the season. Late October, early November, when snow becomes a factor. Moodpour looking to get the goal. Picks up Slattery, dribbles in, and it'll be a goal. So, excuse me, that was Sonia Neighbors.
Yeah, and an uncharacteristic turnover from the Irish leads to an opportunity for Miami, a one-on-one, and they're able to convert.
Moodpour getting the second goal of the season for her. That'll be the first Miami goal scorer with multi-goals on the season. 2 goals and 2 assists now.
And if you're Miami, after registering just 1 shot in your last 2 games, getting 2 goals here in the second half of a game that may have gotten out of hand is a big momentum booster for you heading into the back half of your ACC schedule.
Excuse me, that was Caroline Hood that registered the goal. As for Miami, this is an offensive production they haven't seen as of late, as Notre Dame looks to bounce right back. Their philosophy. So Notre Dame quickly just intercepts the passes from Miami to build out from the back. Honstein on the ball. There's Llewellyn. That shot, that cross there by Wise is blocked. That'll result in a throw-in for the Irish.
A lot of contact on the baseline there, no call though. Irish player hits the deck. That was Audrey Weiss back there. But Miami will keep possession.
Quick interception there by the Irish. Off of Klein's goal kick. Now there's Hood. Goal scorer. This is the second goal for Miami. Quickly keeps it in. Now looking across the field. There's Bros. Sending it far, and that'll be an offsides call. the referee, Llewellyn, just getting caught too far out behind the back line of the Irish. This will be the first offsides of the game for Miami.
Just over 6.5 to play now, and the rain really starting to become a factor. Let's see if the Irish just look to possess this one and get out of here with victory as it is.
Four-goal differential here for the Irish, their largest they've had on the season. That jersey grab does not get called by the referee. Miami will look to continue. See what else they can get these last few minutes in this game. Here comes Llewellyn going into the left side up to Hood. Let's take a look at Notre Dame's upcoming schedule. 8-1-3, 4-1 in conference play. You see that slew of 3 games right there, Jack. Florida State, North Carolina, NC State. And their last game of the season, home against Clemson before the ACC tournament. It's almost like that ACC tournament's like a precursor. It's almost an NCAA tournament in and of itself with the amount of competition, the level of competition that the ACC holds.
Yeah, the early half of Notre Dame's ACC schedule maybe, you know, had the majority of teams in the bottom half of the conference, but now their last 4 games, 4 ranked teams and 4 teams that could really give them a test. That 4 games will be the determinant of what kind of outlook they go into both the ACC and NCAA tournament with. Can you go into it with a little bit of momentum, or do you go into it limping off a tough 4-game stretch?
See there, Slattery, when she was getting that goal kick, the rain is just coming down now here in South Bend. Miami hasn't really had to deal with so far, especially in a lot of the games that they've had leading up to this one.
You know, it's interesting, we maybe talk about it more in other sports like, you know, a football or even a baseball, but, you know, in soccer, the weather really does play a factor. I mean, Notre Dame played an NCAA tournament game in the snow.
As that shot rips off the crossbar off of Slattery. Slattery just doing her best. Keep that out. What a shot.
My goodness, that caught me off guard from way outside. She let that thing go from almost the other half.
So they're looking to send that one in. Cross comes in. Number 6 for Miami, Sonia Neighbors, and that'll go over the top and result in a throw-in for the Irish. But these last few moments for Miami have been really positive for them, especially on the shot conversion sheet. They haven't really had to register a lot of shots so far their past 2 games, but this game they've been able to transfer a little bit, see some progress on that side of the field.
After what had been a fairly pedestrian and uneventful second half of the second half, things have really started to heat up here. Miami scoring 2 goals, Notre Dame scoring 2 goals, and now a lot of action here with that shot carrying off the crossbar and the rain beginning to come down, so the Irish just looking to get out of here.
Shows by Freeman for Miami, as Osbeck in the box right now, crossing it over, and that'll be a goal. Charlie Cott finally getting that elusive goal that she's been hunting for this whole game, first in the first half and now getting her first one of the game in this barn burner of a game that Notre Dame has had.
Yeah, I mean, first career goal last time out against Boston College, and now finds herself in the right place at the right time and capitalizes. That's career goal number 2 for the freshman.
The Notre Dame goal scored by
Mentioned
number
that
9,
second goal for the season for Charlie
Codd.
Codd.
The assist to number 5,
It's appeared in
Ospek.
It's their 13th game now for the Irish. One of those impact freshmen.
In the 88th minute.
Talk about building off of that confidence going into these games. Especially those upcoming ones. That's something, especially for the depth of the bench that Coach Norman has. You can definitely build off of that moving forward. As we take a look at Miami's schedule moving forward. After this game, it'll be at home versus NC State.
Well, if maybe the Irish face some teams in the bottom half of the ACC in the first half of their schedule, Miami getting that in the second half after a brutal first half of their schedule, just unrelenting. We talked about their last three games against teams that are in the top 10, and then Notre Dame at number 11. But this is an opportunity for Miami to maybe leave the season and go into the ACC tournament with a little bit of momentum after struggling here in their last three.
We'll see if they can get the points, because right now the points are few and far to come by. So get down in this latter half of the season. One getting sent in. Slattery punching that one out. This is the shot there from Llewellyn. Go high and over the crossbar. So getting to the final minutes here in Alumni Stadium. As the Irish look to cap off celebratory day here for the seniors, as the senior Slattery takes off the goal kick for the Irish. There's Pelletier going up.
10, 9, 8,
Miami
7,
defenders.
6, 5,
And
4,
Notre Dame will look
2,
to continue to go to 9-1-3, 5-0-1 in ACC play as they finish it out 7-2 versus Miami.